Okay, so as I am trying to document this whole entire process, it is not as easy as some people would think. I didn't spend a whole lot of time on it yesterday working. I just had too many interruptions. I had a doctor's appointment because I'm dying, and you know, just the way it is. I guess sometimes you're dealt a hand that you don't like, but whatever. Anyways, to put this thing together, it takes a lot of effort. I mean, a lot of effort. So, you know, if you're not up to a challenge, there are many challenges. I do have it hosed, I mean plumbed. I've only got 2 hoses to go yet. Okay, 2 hoses to go, which is great because I'm down to the home stretch. Those go in the back side of the tractor, right here, which the boys, I had Timothy and Joseph plumb them. And, you know, they put them together, which is great. I'm not happy with these hoses for a simple reason. They just, I'm going to show you why. They've got an adapter on there. I don't know why they put that particular adapter on there. I'm just hoping that it seals like it's supposed to. Because if it doesn't, it's going to annoy me. But whatever. So anyways, I have to route these hoses back and around and through and then over and then down and all the way to the front of the tractor. And these things don't look as though they're going to be quite long enough. But we will find out eventually, like pretty damn soon. Joseph has taken the caps off, which I wasn't too thrilled with. I had to yell at him a little bit. But anyways, with that being said, that's it. I'm almost done. I've almost got it where I need it to be. And then I have to get that off of there. Dad's coming in with a 7410. We're actually going to lift it off with the 7410 and get a chain on it, and then I will drive the tractor into it and get it hooked up. Hopefully it all works the way it's supposed to. Hopefully. If not, well, fuck. I guess we're screwed. So okay. Stay tuned. All right. So I've got everything plumbed. I'll walk to the back, and then I'm going to walk you to the front, and I'll show you what I've got here. You have to map these hoses so that they're out of the way. This looks like it's in a pretty good spot. That's for my, this does. I mean, no big deal. I can move them around a little bit, but if I put them there, they're out of the way. I can use the top link. It'll lift, it'll lower. It'll be fine. It'll be fine, they say, right? So I think I'm okay there. I've got the in and the out, or the return and the pressure side. So this is the pressure. This is the return. See, it's got an R there. I've had to map them underneath the cab like this. So they go underneath. They actually travel along really nicely. The map that they had given me, or the route that they had given me, was a little different than what I've got because it was for a different tractor. But they come out the bottom of the cab, and then you fish them down there. That's a fuel line. And then under the exhaust, this is the exhaust here, there is a shield that will go on top there. I just got to put it on. It's laying there. I just got to get back on there. But I want to test it before I get that far. So, okay. This is your return. This is your pressure. They've got a 1/2-inch hose that is necked down to a 3/8, which kind of didn't make any sense to me, but it is there, and that's the way they did it. And then I had to expand it back up to take the 1/2-inch. Doesn't make sense, but that's the way they did it, okay? Everything on here is very common. Chucky 2009 was saying that it was a bunch of different style things. The only thing that was odd, and it was because it was John Deere, is underneath there, there's the signal hose, or the signal line, which is this one right here, which is out of the way. It goes in there, and basically it's a priority valve. So, I don't have my comfort ride wired up just yet, but that's coming in a few minutes. I just wanted to go over the fact that I do have it plumbed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the tractor up. I'm going to start the tractor up. I don't have the guard on either, but I'm not happy with the way the one that I have, so I'll have to change that. But I'm going to start it up and see if I have any leaks, bumps, bangs, blown hoses, and things like that. And then I can get up to work here to work these wires. So, see what happens. Parking brake is on. I don't see any oil shooting out the back. It's a good thing, as long as I don't pinch off the hose there. We're good. I don't want to work the guess it doesn't matter. Alright, so it does seem to be functioning. I see the hoses are moving like they're supposed to. So I think I've got it. Okay, so they're sealed up. I just kind of purged them, I guess. There is air and stuff that has to go through. You can see that it is functioning. And I wanted to do that to see if I have any leaks or anything, which right now I am going to have to say no. Comfort ride is off because there's no power to it. Alright, I'm going to shut it off and go on leak detection mode. See if I find anything. I don't think I'm going to find anything. But I do know this. I didn't put these hoses on. My sons did. And if they didn't tighten them correctly, they will leak. And I'm pretty sure they're okay. Looks like I'm low on oil all of a sudden, which is no surprise. You know, you take it out, the level is there, so it's kind of, yeah, I'm gonna have to get some oil in this thing. Yeah, I am tilted back too, so it should be higher than what it is. But anyway, that ain't nothing. I'm gonna have to go ahead and go buy another drum of oil because I don't have it. So that's okay. I'm out. I'm actually out of oil. I need to go get oil. And I use John Deere oil, so this one here was a concern for me because I just don't like these fittings here. They are a pipe that go into that JIC there, and I don't know. I don't know that why it did what it did, but this is the pressure, not the return, so it didn't leak, so we're good there. And this one here is the priority valve, which I have to go down underneath and deal with that. Make sure that that's all working correctly. I don't see any oil leaking down there. But I do have to go get some wire ties and stuff to tidy this up. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and put that shield on because everything in under there is just fine. It's fine. It's not rubbing on anything. But I'm impressed with myself. Yes, it's okay to be impressed with yourself from time to time. I know there's a lot of people on the internet that, you know, your successes are just unacceptable to them. If you have a success in something that you're doing, now I'm not saying this is successful because I could hook it up and everything could be backwards. It could be that up is down and down is up. I mean, when I pull the stick back, that should raise the loader and not lower it. That could be an issue. So I may be backwards on a couple of things. I just don't know yet. But for the most part, I'm going to say that I followed, read, reread, refollowed, remapped, redid everything that I could do so that it was hooked up correctly. I'm seeing absolutely no leaks. So that's a plus. And it's actually kind of tight here. I mean, it looks tidy. There's, you know, everything is here. The box is there. I do have to do a little welding yet. That's tidy. I have to do some welding and some painting. I'm not going to allow that to rust. So I'm going to get my wire brush and clean that up a little bit, blow it out, and throw some black paint on there. I have some black paint that can go on there. It's actually New Holland gray. It's not even a black, but that'll work. And I have to go get some more wire ties or hose clamp ties or whatever like I've got here. These are big, heavy ones. They work really well. And then the next thing is to get the loader actually on the tractor and go through the process of assembling that, getting that on, getting the bucket on, getting everything so that it can function the way it's supposed to. I don't know about this guard. I've got an idea of how I'm going to put it on there. I think I'm actually going to drill holes in this cast iron and cut the bottom side of this off. Cut the bottom side of that off, that plate, or modify that plate somehow and get it on top of there and just bolt it right to the weight bracket. So when I want to take the weight bracket off, when I want to put weights on it, if I have to, then I can put the guard on, and that'll raise up a little higher too. I don't know, I'm just not keen on taking that off. And I know John Deere sells one that fits right in here, kind of, sort of. You know, kind of, sort of. It actually goes around in there. I may rig something up like that for that. I don't know. But that's not for today because I'm just in too much of a hurry to rush it, and I don't want to rush it. I want it to be done so that it looks right. Not only so it looks right, but it actually functions correctly. I do have some leftover hoses obviously for a different loader, so I will store those someplace out of the way, and yeah, we should be good. But I'm pretty happy with this so far. I mean, my hydro snap goes on. I don't see any oil shooting out of there, so that's working. I did lubricate this, by the way, with some silicone grease. This is a problem. You can pinch your fingers. But I'm going to go ahead and wire that up the rest of the way, put that shield on, and shut up and go put that loader on next. So I am in the cab. I have decided that it is so blistering hot and humid outside that I would just come up and do the work inside. Now, on thought, I'm going to talk about this a little bit. If you're not mechanically inclined, do not attempt this at all. If you don't have a welder, don't attempt it. If you don't know anything about electronics, don't attempt it. If you give up easily, don't attempt it. That's just my opinion here. I don't give up in anything that I do, so when I start something, I generally finish it. If I can't get it finished now, I will put it aside, come back to it later, and then get it finished. This is a job, though, that needs to be completed because I really need the loader on this tractor so I can get some more work done. So what I'm doing now is I am wiring in the Comfort Ride little doodad, okay? It just needs to be wired in so that I can have Comfort Ride or not, you know? And I don't like adding a bunch of wires to a job if I don't need them. So what I'm going to do, or what I'm in the process of doing, is isolating the wires that need to I need to isolate, you know, and, well, isolating them. What am I talking about? What I need to do is locate the wires that I need to deal with. It is blistering hot, by the way. I mean, it is disgusting outside. So what I've done is I've stripped back, I've taken off the electrical tape that Westondorf has put on there so kindly. And I've stripped that away, and then I stripped back some more of the casing to see what I have. And basically what I have is a 2-wire hot and cold system, alright? And that's going to run the Comfort Ride, and it's also going to run my electric, yeah, I have an electro-hydraulic outlet there, which isn't hooked to anything at the moment, so there's no demand for it. So anyway, it's going to do both functions. It's electronic, it will work. It'll run both solenoids continuously. There's plenty of wire here. So I'll stop talking and I'll show you what I've got to do. Alright, so this is the wire to the switch. That would be this wire here, which I have pre-stripped back, a couple of them. I haven't gotten to the black one yet, but I'll do that in a second. And this is the wiring that goes to the tractor, which is the same wire that goes to the Comfort Ride system and up here on the joystick where there are 2 electronic solenoids. So we're just going to marry them together. So we're not going to change anything here other than these horrible little shitty cheap-ass connectors. I'm going to put good connectors on that are heat shrink, which will seal this from any moisture or anything from going into them. I've got a big one and I got little ones just to see how big these wires are, which they're not. I should be able to get them all in there on the blue one, but if I have to, I'll use the yellow one. No big deal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by cutting these off, okay? So the red and the white go to the white, and the black one goes to the white, which in itself can become confusing, but not really. The black one will just marry into the black one on this. So this black one will just go put in there. I can use a blue one and heat shrink that one together. And of course these here. So I just have to get this together. So you're going to watch as I do this, I think. I'm going to put the camera in the corner and hopefully you see what I'm up to.